Welcome to Babylon. My name is Arcot, and today you will see that achieving abundance does not require a high initial salary or a family inheritance. I was born with very little, and for many years I lived hand to mouth, earning only a few coins by copying clay tablets for a noble. Each night I went to sleep wondering the same thing. If I work as hard as anyone else, why can't I get ahead financially? Back in those days, Babylon was a bustling center of commerce and opportunity. I watched with admiration as certain merchants and artisans seemed to generate wealth effortlessly. What was their secret? I asked myself. Were they born with a special talent? Did they have a divine gift? The truth was much simpler. They followed unbreakable principles regarding money. And once I decided to learn from them, these principles changed my life, allowing me to become the richest man in Babylon. Today I want to share them with you so you too can break free from poverty and forge your own prosperity. Let's start at the beginning. I remember I was very young when one of my mentors told me, "Arcot, from every 10 coins that enter your purse, take one and save it for yourself before paying any debt or bill." At first, I was doubtful. How could I save even 1 coin if I barely had enough to live on? But when I tried it, I was amazed. Separating that 10% didn't leave me destitute. Instead, it forced me to be more efficient with the remaining 9/10. Over time, that one saved coin started to accumulate and formed my very first little capital. This capital became the foundation of my investments. So, my first piece of advice is clear. Pay yourself first. Later, as I began to accumulate a bit more wealth, I surrounded myself with people who were neither rich nor poor. They were stuck in the middle because they allowed debts to devour their income. In Babylon, many would borrow money just to show off luxurious chariots, expensive clothing, or grand feasts. Eventually, they became slaves to their own debts. I recall observing a neighbor who would buy extravagant spices and silks, believing they were essential to show his status in the marketplace. Yet he constantly complained about debts. By simplifying his lifestyle, wearing simpler clothes and hosting smaller gatherings, he discovered how much money he could actually save. Thus, my second piece of advice today is control your expenses and avoid unnecessary luxuries. For a man who spent most of his life earning a modest salary, the moment I discovered that my coins could work while I rested was life-changing.
70% of people age 65 require some form of long-term care during their lifetime. Hi everyone, Don Connolly here. You know me as someone who spent years.
The moment I discovered that my coins could work while I rested was life-changing. I often use the example of a farmer named Nomasir, who later became a friend. He had small plots of land that he worked tirelessly. One day, he decided to invest his modest savings into an additional piece of farmland, and he employed a young family to help cultivate it. His initial coins multiplied as the farm produced crops he could sell in the busy markets along the city walls. That farm financed the purchase of a second piece of land, and then a third. So, my third piece of advice is, make your money work for you. It wouldn't be honest to tell you that just saving 10% and controlling my expenses were enough to become wealthy. The real key was knowledge and wisdom. I realized that if I was going to invest and make my coins work for me, I needed to surround myself with people who were already doing so successfully. Thus, I began to ask questions, to listen, to read, and at times even to pay small fees in exchange for valuable lessons or mentorship. Do you know what I avoided? Taking advice from people who, though well-intentioned, had no real financial success themselves. Why listen to the opinion of someone who never invested successfully or never invested at all? That would only waste my time and money. Every lesson I acquired helped me make fewer mistakes and spot more opportunities. Thus, my fourth piece of advice is invest in your financial education. I saw how many of my fellow citizens lamented letting opportunities slip through their fingers. I learned that in business, good fortune usually smiles on those who make decisions promptly and with clear information. This doesn't mean jumping in blindly. You must investigate enough to understand the risk and the potential reward. If you see the potential is good and the risks are reasonable, act. One of the best examples I recall was during the expansion of Babylon's city walls. Some of my acquaintances noticed how laborers were moving to certain areas, sparking the growth of new markets. While some waited in doubt, others bought land or opened shops in those areas. Very quickly, those who took action profited as the population grew. There are many who keep waiting and miss out while others reap the rewards. That is why my fifth piece of advice is, never let opportunities pass you by. I have seen up close how people ruin themselves buying things that generate only expenses. Conversely, those who focus on acquiring assets that produce more income than they cost will prosper. A friend of mine once craved a chariot adorned with gold. Yes, it was splendid, but very expensive to maintain and offered no real financial return. Before long, he had to sell it to pay off debts. On the other hand, I knew an artisan who purchased a simpler chariot, then rented it out to merchants who needed to transport goods. In a year's time, he earned enough to buy a second chariot. That was how he built his fortune, little by little. Learn this difference. An asset puts money into your pocket while a liability takes money out of your pocket. Therefore, my sixth piece of advice is, learn to distinguish between assets and liabilities. Finally, there is never any shortage of charlatans who promise easy riches. In my time, some claimed to have secret routes for bringing in gems at no cost, or presented business plans that were far too good to be true. Many, blinded by greed, fell into their traps and lost everything. That is why my seventh piece of advice is simple. Keep your eyes open and your mind awake. Investigate thoroughly. Do not place blind trust in anyone who cannot provide solid results. When in doubt, consult with someone who truly understands that field. Not even I, the richest man in Babylon, give advice in an area outside my expertise. Everyone should speak only of what they know, and you, as an investor, must learn to filter the information you receive. The 7 teachings that lifted me from poverty to wealth are: pay yourself first, control your expenses, make your money, work for you, educate yourself financially, never let opportunities pass you by, distinguish between assets and liabilities, avoid bad or uninformed advice. There is no mystery, no magic, not even an extraordinary stroke of luck. There is, however, patience, discipline, and the unwavering decision to learn from every step you take. That is how true financial freedom is forged here in ancient Babylon, and how you can forge it in your own time as well. May these lessons guide you to build your own fortune, just as they guided me.
And those were the 7 teachings of Arkad, the richest man in Babylon. If you enjoyed this video, I encourage you to subscribe and give it a like. Also,
The company that has remained steadfast and kept the right principles. The company headed toward the world with the right principles. The company that grows with its customers and shares generously. We are Atomy. Atomy, which has been growing ever since its establishment in 2009, is a global network marketing company with a presence across the globe. Atomy's #1 goal of going beyond customer satisfaction to customer success continues to be its top priority to this day. Providing good quality products at reasonable prices, Atomy's competitiveness lies in the nature of distribution. The absolute quality and absolute price product philosophy that Atomy has practiced since its inception is included in all of its products, such as health functional foods, beauty, living, food, fashion, home appliances, and more. Atomy Hemohim surpassed 2 trillion Korean won in cumulative sales, ranked #1 in domestic health functional food exports. Developed as part of a national project by the Korea Atomic Energy Research Institute, Hemohim holds 23 international patents and made history in 2023 by being the first in the country to offer dual health benefits, immune boost and fatigue relief. Absolute Cell Active Skincare, a flagship product, has surpassed 1 trillion Korean won in cumulative sales. It received the King Sejong Award from the Korean Intellectual Property Office, a first in cosmetics, and was named a world-class product for next generation by the Ministry of Trade, Industry and Energy. Atomy prioritizes customers, earning customer-centered management certification for 3 consecutive years, a rare industry feat. Since opening its US branch in 2010, Atomy has grown into a global hub, linking producers and consumers worldwide through 27 branches in Asia, South America, Oceania, and Europe. Atomy products have proven overwhelmingly popular in international markets, achieving the top export ranking for health supplementary food and health supplements. Following the $300 million Export Tower Award, the company reached cumulative exports of $1.8 billion in 2024. After launching its EU branch, Atomy plans to expand globally, focusing on Africa, Central and South America, and other emerging markets. Atomy's GSGS strategy, which stands for Global Sourcing Global Sales, allows the supply of products that align with the absolute quality and absolute price philosophy through Atomy's global sales network. Atomy's success system, in which the company runs all seminars, allows any member to succeed regardless of individual ability. This is the driving force behind Atomy's distinctive growth. Success seminars that bridge online and offline realms vividly communicate Atomy's vision to members worldwide, presenting a vision of global success that goes beyond time and space by merging business and culture. The ACT project has been initiated to cultivate global leaders and empower active members around the world. Atomy continues to provide unwavering support for success, including the reopening of Songnisan Forest as a hub for the Atomy brand experience. To achieve absolute quality and absolute price, and to ensure commitment to quality from its partners, Atomy provides various support measures for partnering companies, such as cash payment within 1 week from delivery, interest-free operating fund loans, and joint quality management systems, among others. These create a culture of accompanied growth. Atomy is implementing various policies to ensure sustainable coexistence with the Earth. The company promotes resource recycling and environmental restoration through product renewals aimed at zero plastic initiatives, increasing the use of biodegradable plastics and eco-friendly materials, and introducing smart packaging solutions. Atomy's contributions surpass not only its industry and the distribution sector, but also stand at the top level nationally. Over the past 3 years, The company's donation percentage relative to revenue has been 30 times that of the distribution industry, ranking first among Korea's top 500 companies. As a result, it has earned various government awards and certifications, including the Government Award for Sustainable Management, Good Donor Award, Family Friendly Company, and Great Place to Work Korea. Atomy's culture of sharing has expanded beyond national borders, with the company, members, partner companies, and executives actively engaging in social contribution activities worldwide. The company that holds true to its principles while creating a new distribution culture. The company expanding globally with the trust of people around the world. The company that dreams of customer success while moving beyond customer satisfaction. The company that cherishes the spirit. We are Proud Atomy.
We are Proud Atomy. Good morning, friends, family, Atomian, veteran, and perhaps even a newbie. Good morning. Valerie, can you hear me?
Good morning,
Valerie,
Sensei. We hear
yes,
you.
good morning. You know, I have a inkling, a feeling, a strong feeling here that we should do a rerun of The Richest Man in Babylon. It's just about 9 minutes. What say you, Valerie?
Yes. Not gonna hurt.
I think, you know why? I think it has a potent message on two fronts. If you want to see and experience success, there are some things that you must do. And your financial liberation will come if you do certain things. There are certain rules and certain laws that govern life, that govern success. And I think I am going to just do an encore, a replay, a rerun, before we get into the meat of the matter this morning. Valerie, what do you say?
I'm game if everybody else is.
Yes, I hope. Can I get a response from everyone? Some folks came late, but it's just 9 minutes. So a special treat this morning. I think I should do a rerun. And if we could just take out our notebooks, our Atomy notebooks, there are 7 laws, 7 rules that we could observe, that we should observe. Let's do a rerun. The Richest Man in Babylon. This is something that we should pass on to our kids, our families. It's potent. It is. Uses to play. Come on. So stubborn this morning. Try again. Bear with me. This thing refuses to play. Okay, let me bring up another one.
Four things that can destroy your personal injury case. Number one, not documenting everything at this.
Have you ever had a time where you read a book, but you were just too immature to understand its true wisdom? Thus, you threw it under the bed, only to realize decades later the true path to wealth was there all along, collecting dust? Well, this book, The Richest Man in Babylon, is that book for me. I picked it up over 2 decades ago because someone told me I needed to read it if I wanted to get rich. But to be honest, at the time, it all went over my head. Too many thigh shalls and thigh shoulds for me to really appreciate its meaning. But there is a reason why this book, written close to 100 years ago in 1926, is still considered a personal finance classic today. So in the spirit of my stupidity, let's review the 10 money lessons from this timeless classic. And hi, if you're new to the channel, my name is Tay from Financial Tortoise, where we learn to grow our wealth slow and steady. My number 1 lesson from The Richest Man in Babylon: don't be shy about seeking wealth. The honest truth is that many people never achieve a serious amount of wealth because first, they don't seek it. If you want to build wealth, you want to focus on it and commit to building wealth. The book set in ancient Babylon follows the story of Arkad, the richest man in Babylon, imparting his wisdom to the next generation who wishes to become wealthy. When asked by his friends how Arkad became so rich, he's quite blunt. He talks unapologetically about how he desired wealth. In my youth, I looked about me and saw all the good things that were to bring happiness and contentment. And I realized wealth increased the potency of all these. Wealth is power. With wealth, many things are possible. One may ornament a home with the richest of furnishings. One may sail the distant seas. One may feast on the delicacies of far lands. We may not all want to sail to distant seas and feast on foreign delicacies, but we all have desires. Let's not obsess about money, because that also is not a healthy place to be at. But don't hide from it. Money plays an important role in helping us to navigate this complex world and enables us to make many of our desires come true. But it will not just magically fall in our laps. We won't acquire unless we seek it actively. I found the road to wealth when I decided that a part of all I learned was mine to keep. My number 2 lesson from The Richest Man in Babylon: if you want to build wealth, be serious about investing in yourself.
Okay, I'm going to pause it right there. I'm trying to pull up the first video, but for some mysterious reason, it refuses to play. So what we could do this morning and what we should do is to feature our him again. By the way, if there's anyone on the call this morning that is new, you're new with us this morning, your first time, perhaps it's your second time, we'd love to invite you to unmute your phone and to introduce yourself. We'd be happy to welcome you. So if you're new here, can we give you a minute to tap your microphone and introduce yourself? And then we'll move on. Okay. No one on the call that is new this morning. Okay, so we are going to go into the behind story of him. And then after that, we're just going to have a quick discussion about liver damage, as there's that narrative out there that that him damages the liver. We're going to talk about that a little bit. And of course, as we get ready to do justice to the business of wellness, we need to boost our immune system. We need to feed our microbiome. So we'll take a minute and talk about our Atomy probiotics. So first of all, let's go into the backstory behind him.
Today's topic is the behind the story of Hemoim. Hemoim is the main flagship of Atomy. Hemoim sales per year is $140 million. It's just made by the very good proportion of Angelica Radix, Chongqing Wejuma, Pioneer Alba. When you take the Hemoim, it will cause your NK cell activate and also the cytokine. It is excellent for immune system. Personally, when I take Hemoim, I feel not tired, and also my BP dropped down. And also it removed the toxic from the herbal things. We cannot take the herbal things long because it might damage the kidney. But Hemoim, no problem. Right now, in the Philippines, Hemoim 1 box has a 60 sachet. Price is 4,300 pesos. We also have many patents all over the world. Korea, Japan, America, Germany, and all European countries. Hemoim was made by the Atomic Energy Research Institute. This is the government. The Hemoim is the title of government project. How can we receive this Hemoim? Let me tell you the behind story of Hemoim. There are around 1,300 brilliant masters and doctors in Atomic Energy Research Institute. There are many brilliant people, and also the facility is very good. There are 2 major departments in Atomic Energy Research Institute. First one is a development part. Second one is non-development part. When you think about the atomic, you probably think about the atomic bomb, right? But there are also non-development departments, such as the biotechnology department. Inside the non-development part, there are also many things, such as the agriculture, medicine, industry, and food, etc. Atomic Energy Research Institute, they are just developing atomic energy. They cannot sell the product directly to the customers. They usually sell their technology to the company, and the customers we can receive through the company. They just sometimes sell the one technology to the pharmaceutical company. Even the big company, nowadays they are developing even the foods. Of course, they also have their own technology. They can just develop it by themselves. But some technology, they also receive from the Atomic Energy Research Institute. Then the big company, they just prepare well and they just sell it to the customers. In this way, customers, we can receive the product. Hemoim is the functional foods. There were almost 1,300 people in Atomic Energy Research Institute. They are very brilliant. There are many masters and doctors. Problem was, they opened themselves to the radiation. Our government invests 30 to 40 million pesos to each person in Atomic Energy Research Institute. When the scientists reach 40 years old, they experience agiospermia. 3 to 4 people out of 65 persons, they die early. There was a Jang In-sun scientist. He knew this kind of statistics. Jang In-sun is the one of 100 scientists in the world. After the research, they lose so many brilliant scientists. Our government suggests Atomic Energy Research Institute to develop something for the scientists. The name of Hemoim, actually the project title of government in Korea. Our government invests 250 million pesos for this project and research for 8 years. Atomic Energy, they experience clinical trials for 3 years. The doctors in Atomic, they just roam around in the famous hospital, has something to do with the cancers. They meet the who suffer from terminal cancer. By the way, in our body, even to the younger one and healthier one, we usually have 5,000 to 10,000 cancer cells in the body. If you have a good immune system, no problem. But if you don't have a good immune system, when the cancer cell attached to the certain organ, let's say the livers, you will have a liver cancer, something like that. When you got cancers, doctor usually cure according to the figures of your body. That's because they divided the first cure and second cure, something like that. It depends on your immune system because it will also kill the cancer cell as well as the normal cell. Hemoim already had a patent in Korea. Atomic Energy Research Institute had clinical trials in Atomic Energy Hospital and Baek Hospital and Suncheonhang Hospital in Korea. Those who had terminal cancers. Some group they give Hemoim and some group they didn't give anything. Those who take the Hemoim all increase the immune system. Some of them already free from the cancer. Hemoim is good for the stuffy nose, diabetes, high blood pressures, those who have cancers. All the masters and doctors, they all got shocked. Atomic Energy Research Institute. They developed the proportion of Angelica radix and Chongqing rhizoma and Pioneer alba. First, atomic is good for the immune system. Second, it generates the blood inside the bone marrow. There are three things in the blood. First, white blood cell and red blood cell and platelets. Inside the white blood cell, there are three things: B cell, T cell, and NK cell. B cell has something to do with the bone. T cell is a lymphocyte. B cell and T cell is the immune cells. But these two, B cell and T cell, they cannot distinguish whether this is the cancer or not. That's because cytokine is the one who help B and T cell to distinguish the cancer cells. Cytokine is the one who separate which is the cancer cell or normal cells. When the cytokine tell this is cancer cell, B and T cells will go there and kill the cancer cells. But in NK cells, natural killing cell, without the cytokine, when they see the cancer cell, they will kill immediately. When you take the hemoim, it will generate the NK cell and cytokine. Hemoim is good for the immune system, and also it will generate the blood. It's good for the diabetes, and it's good for those who suffer from the high blood pressures. When they bring this hemoim to Korea Food and Drug Safety so that they can register in government, Food and Drugs, they said, will you register this one for the medicine? But the scientist Jang In-sun, he doesn't want to register as a medicine. Why? When they register hemoim as a medicines, the price will really go up. Scientist Jang In-sun had such a hurt. He want to share this hemoim to the people in Korea. After the Atomic Energy developed this hemoim, they give this technology to the two companies in Korea. You know, before, the master and doctors in Atomic Energy, they don't care about the project. They are only focusing on the developing the project. After they develop the project, after they sell it, they don't care it. But this time, they're really concerned for the hemoim because they themselves really taking hemoim. That's because they were curious. Is there same research? They will sell it to the company. They start to research the customers. Suppose they have to put the same amount of all the ingredient, but all the ingredient level was really low. Atomic Energy, they all collect the hemoim that was sold to the customers. They just research again. There's a technology in Atomic Energy Research Institute. For example, the water is a H2O. In atomic energy, they can actually divide it to HH. When they analyze it, all the ingredient level was really low. Aside from that, original cost was only 7,500 pesos, but the company is selling hemoim at 40,000 pesos per box. Per box is only 30 sachets. That's because scientist Jang In-sun, he gave a petition to the Congress. Member of Congress said to the Jang In-sun, you just focus on the developing. You're not the sellers. The member of Congress, they don't mind it. Scientist Jang In-sun, he continually convinced member of Congress really return to this hemoim to Koreans. Masters and doctors in atomic energy, when they researched this hemoim, they were all got shocked. They found a new substance. It can come out every 100 years. Scientist Jang In-sun, he continually made a petition to the member of Congress for 1.5 years. After 1.5 years, research of corporate law was enacted according to the law of the company. First research institute was established. That name was Sun Biotech. Right now, it transferred to the Kolma B&H. This kind of research institute, they cannot run the business by having the government tax anymore. Appraiser of hemoim, shampoo and toothpaste and toothbrush. Sun Biotech has a 20% share in technology. Then, Sun Biotech company was looking for the private company who can invest money to the Sun Biotech. They found a company that is a Kolma Korea. Kolma Korea invests capital as well as the technology. Kolma Korea has 80% share and they changed the name Kolma B&H and they started 2004. Atomy has an exclusive contract with the Colma B&H. Original cost of Hemoim is actually 7,500 pesos. But Atomy concept is we want to sell lower than the original cost. Atomy has something to do with the distributions. Atomy is distribution company. Colma B&H is a manufacturing company. So you may wonder, if the Atomy sell 4,300 pesos, actually the original cost was 7,500 pesos. Where can they get the profit? Atomy concept is when they sell a lot of the products, they can share the profit with the Colma B&H. In this way, we were able to receive the Hemoim. You can think about your health by only 4,300 pesos. Everything you can see, there's so many processes. Not only the Hemoim and Atomy company, but also the family, jobs, our health and food, etc. There are so many things. I hope you will appreciate the things that you have right now. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Yes, the Santa bike sale actually ends today.
So good morning again. I have two things to say to all of us this morning. Whether you are in this business called Atomy and you're a crusader, or you're here just passing through.
Expecting the sun.
Yeah. Could you move to your microphone, please? Please. We're recording. Okay. So here are the two things that I have to say to the family, all of us this morning. Speak well over your business. Speak well over your life. Speak well over your family, over your circumstances. There's power in the words, your voice, the things you say. Life and death is in the power of the tongue. And so could you mute your phone, please? Please. Tap the microphone and stay muted. Okay, so there are those of us who have been in this business for a minute, and perhaps things are not going as fast as you'd like it to go, but I tell you this, speak well over your business, especially this business of wellness. There are so many folks out there who are suffering. Some are suffering openly, they talk about it, and there are many folks that are suffering in silence. I can't tell you when it's going to happen, but sooner or later, a flag bearer is going to come alongside you in this business that you are in, and they're going to run with you. You wish to have an accountability partner? I am telling you this. Sooner or later, it's going to happen. I can't tell you when. I can't tell you how soon. But my word to everyone on the call, persevere. That's number one. Persevere. There will be no success story unless you persevere. And secondly, speak life. Speak well over your business pursuits, over your business, your life, your family, your circumstances. Now, we wanted to do a replay of The Richest Man in Babylon. For some mysterious reason, it refuses to play, to open up. So in the last 9 minutes or so, I'll make the attempt again. It will be my treat. I think it's a powerful message. Life is about laws and rules. There's no getting around it. And if we observe these rules, these laws, you're bound to win. And so, yes, The Richest Man in Babylon, the principle behind it are these 7 laws to follow. If you are going to break through, become successful in life, in your finances. So I'm going to reserve the last 9 minutes. If it plays, hooray. If it doesn't, we'll just move right along. So My next question is, did you take your Hemohim today? If you did not take your Hemohim today, I'm really urging everyone to get your Hemohim on, because the truth is there is another virus out there coming from India. And I am not an alarmist. I don't do that kind of thing. But the best thing we can do, fortify your immune system. You don't know when, you don't know how, but things happen. There's so many wonderful testimonials about this herbal elixir. During COVID, those folks who used the Hemohim never contracted the virus. And those who took the vaccine, over time, that Hemohim has had its way of cleaning and regenerating the blood. So pay attention, family. We have something here that is powerful. It's just that folks don't know about it. And to me, it's a little bit mind-boggling that after 15 years, the company Atomy that has been in this United States of America, 360 whatever million people, we don't know about Atomy, and we don't know about Hemohim. I also want to talk about the propolis again this morning. I encourage everyone to, in your back pocket, in your bag, in your purse, in your toolkit, in your medicine cabinet, always make sure that you have the green propolis spray. Take a minute, and I'm going to just play a video here for us that talks about the propolis. We need to understand that if you have that spray in your bag, in your toolkit, in that medicine cabinet, the minute you sneeze, the minute you sense that something is coming on, you spray that in your nostril, in your mouth, that flu is gone. It's gone. So let me take a quick minute and let's zero in on the propolis. What is it? Where does it come from? Okay.
Amazing benefits of green propolis. Natural immune support. Bees are important pollinators that play a crucial role in maintaining healthy ecosystems and supporting biodiversity. They collect pollen from flowers to make honey. Bees transfer pollen from one flower to another, allowing plants to reproduce and produce fruit and seeds. Bees also produce a compound called propolis, a resinous mixture that honeys produce by mixing saliva and beeswax with exudate gathered from tree buds, sap flows, or other botanical sources. Bees use it as a sealant for gaps and cracks in their hives, also use it to protect themselves against infections and diseases. Propolis contains natural compounds that can help to prevent the growth of bacteria, viruses, and fungi, making it a valuable tool for maintaining the health of bee colonies. Humans have also long recognized the potential health benefits of propolis and have used it for a variety of purposes, including as a natural remedy for sore throats, coughs, and other respiratory infections. Propolis has also been used to promote wound healing and support immune system function. Brazilian green propolis is collected from the best region of Brazil, Minas Gerais, away from industrial or agricultural pollution. This region is home to Baccharis dracunculifolia, a plant native to Brazil, which produces the best grade of propolis. Brazilian propolis is mainly composed of phenolic acids, polyphenols, flavanones, and has an especially high level of arte-pigeon-C. It is a unique type of propolis, as it contains high levels of arte-pigeon-C, which has been found to have many potential health benefits. It has pungent taste. Some of the potential health benefits of Brazilian green propolis include anti-inflammatory properties. Arte-pigeon-C has been shown to have strong anti-inflammatory properties, which may help reduce inflammation in the body. Antioxidant properties. Brazilian green propolis is rich in antioxidants, which can help protect the body against damage from free radicals and oxidative stress. Immune system support. Brazilian green propolis has been shown to stimulate the immune system, which may help protect the body from infections and illnesses. Anti-cancer properties. Some studies have suggested that arte-pigeon-C may have anti-cancer properties, although more research is needed to fully understand its effects. Oral health. Brazilian green propolis may help improve oral health by reducing inflammation, sore throat, or mouth ulcers. Additionally, as with all bee products, some people may be allergic to it and should use it with caution.
If you're taking moringa powder every day, stop for.
So, Ruth, Igor, Arlene, Benjamin, Florence, Sabrina, Valderine, Patricia, Gwen, Rose, Viv, Joseph, Michael, Ghislaine, Linda, Wadi. Remember, speak well over your business. Speak well over your life. Speak wellness over your business, your life, your family, your circumstances. Words are powerful. Okay. I'm encouraging everyone to get your Hemohim on. Your green propolis spray. I saw your message, Pat. Is it Patricia that it's sold out? Where is it sold out? Which center? Do you know? Valerie?
I'm here. Good morning. CJ, did you call me?
I am seeing in the chat where the green propolis spray is sold out.
Oh,
You know about that?
no, I have not been in the website since Sunday. I can quickly check though. Let me quickly check. One second, please.
Perhaps Patricia, if you're listening, is it sold out generally, or is it in a particular center?
CJ?
Yes.
No, I don't see it being sold out.
think,
Oh, I
okay, well,
tried
I'm hope it's
Maldron,
not.
but I couldn't get
Green
it.
propolis spray is not sold out.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. All right. So, let me see if I can, do this real quick.
It's just buying.
It's in the Korean Mall. Okay. Okay. All right. So let's talk about our probiotics. I have Mr. Atamin Bro again. He's good at what he does. I find him so funny. So let's take a minute and talk about the Atomy probiotics.
Today, I took something is called probiotics, which people sometimes refer to as edible skincare. Atomy Probiotics Plus. The word probiotics means for life. So it's a type of living bacteria inside our body. Actually, it's known as a good or beneficial bacteria, the kind that gives us health benefits. Basically, it's the same thing we usually call lactic acid bacteria. Now let's talk about our small and large intestines. Our intestines are full of nerve cells. They say it is a place where lots of nerves are gathered. That's why our intestines are responsible for about 70% of our immune systems. They really take care of more than 70% of our body's immunity. Also, our so-called happy hormone, that's serotonin. And it turns out that 90 to 95% of our serotonin is made in our small and large intestines. Only the rest is made in our brain. So, if we get lots of sunlight during the day and keep our intestines healthy, they produce serotonin. Then, what does serotonin do? At night, when we sleep, our body produces melatonin. That's the sleep hormone. And the raw material for making melatonin is actually serotonin. So, if your intestines are healthy and making enough serotonin, you can sleep well at night. If not, you can feel depressed, tired, and even struggle to sleep. That's why it's really good to take care of your gut health. And one way to do that is by taking something like probiotics. When you take probiotics, they help suppress the bad bacteria and grow more of the good ones. That's why your bowel movements become smoother and more regular. Now, one really important thing about probiotics is how many and what kinds of bacteria they contain. Atomy's probiotics originally had 10 strains. Then they added 2 more. So now there are 12 strains in total. Each strain works in slightly different ways, and they also work in different areas of the gut. When these different bacteria come together, they create a synergy that leads to great effect. Some of you said you'd like to learn more in detail this time, so I will keep it short but explain a bit. Now here you will see the word lactobacillus. That refers to bacteria that mostly work in our small intestines. And the ones that start with a bifido, those mostly work in the large intestine. So it's good to remember the lactobacillus, small intestine, and bifidobacterium, large intestine. Let's go one by one. Lactobacillus rhamnosus. Usually, when we take probiotics, they get destroyed by strong stomach acid in the duodenum. So very few make it all the way to the intestines. But this one is known to survive stomach acid and bile very well, and it attaches well to the intestinal wall. Lactobacillus casei. This one is also very resistant to acid and heat, so it reaches the intestines well. Especially when we were little and drank breast milk or milk, we didn't get diarrhea, right? But if we stop drinking milk for a long time and then suddenly drink it again, we sometimes get diarrhea. That's because our body doesn't have the enzyme to break down the milk. But if we eat yogurt, we are fine. That's because yogurt has Lactobacillus casei, which helps digest milk. Lactobacillus plantarum from the word plant, and just like the name, is a strain extracted from the plant-based fermented foods like kimchi. This plantarum produces natural antimicrobials that suppress harmful bacteria, keeping your gut microbiome in balance. It has anti-inflammatory effects. Which can help with conditions like irritable bowel syndrome, IBS. Lactobacillus helveticus. This one suppresses harmful bacteria, especially helps reduce inflammation in the colon. Research shows it may help reduce stress, anxiety, and improve mood by influencing the gut-brain axis, the connection between your gut and brain. Lactobacillus paracasei, also very good at suppressing bad bacteria, helps lower the body overreactions to allergens. Useful for people with seasonal allergies or skin sensitivities like eczema. May help reduce mental and physical fatigue, especially during stress or illness. Another one, Lactobacillus fermentum, very acid resistant, survives stomach acid well, and helps increase the number of good bacteria in the intestines, helps neutralize harmful free radicals in the body, support anti-aging, and reduces oxidative stress. Some studies suggest it can help lower LDL, bad cholesterol, contributing to heart health. Streptococcus thermophilus. This one creates an environment where other beneficial bacteria can grow better. Most probiotics survive best at around 30 to 37 Celsius, but this one can even survive in temperatures about 40 Celsius. Enhances the bioavailability of nutrients like calcium and magnesium. Produces lact enzyme, which helps break down lactose, great for people with a lactose intolerance. Bifidobacterium lactis helps improve bowel movement and also has enzymes that break down lactose, the sugar in milk. Bifidobacterium longum, found in the gut of healthy babies, is very acid resistant, linked to the gut-brain axis. It helps lower stress, anxiety, and even support better mood and cognitive function. Bifidobacterium bifidum, commonly found along the intestinal walls of breastfed babies, especially helps after antibiotic use, restores balance, and prevents digestive upset. Bifidobacterium breve, known to be effective at suppressing harmful bacteria, linked to reducing allergies, asthma symptoms, and atopic dermatitis, especially in children. One of the first probiotics in babies, helps build strong digestion and impurity from early on. Lactobacillus acidophilus DDS1. This one is from a company called USA, labs in the US. They are a world-class probiotic research company that's done over 40 years of research, including human clinical studies. They developed this DDS1 strain. It produces a lot of something called acidophilin and survives really well in tough environments like heat and humidity. Is known for strong survival and excellent ability to suppress harmful bacteria, and this patented strain is included in Aramis probiotics. Also, there's a Canadian company called Roselle, and they have this special technology called ProbioCap, which is a microcapsule method. They put the probiotics inside the capsule, which protects them. This technology is used for Bifidobacterium longum and Lactobacillus helveticus in Aramis product. Normally, people think probiotics need to be kept in the fridge, but Aramis probiotics doesn't need refrigeration because these probiotics are coated to survive at room temperature and packed in capsules. You don't need to worry at all. They stay alive and effective. Last year, someone asked me, does Aramis have probiotics for women's vaginal health? Actually, it does. Except for the Lactobacillus casei and Lactobacillus paracasei, most of the strains in Aramis probiotics, like Lactobacillus rhamnosus, Lactobacillus plantarum, Lactobacillus helveticus, Lactobacillus acidophilus, Lactobacillus fermentum, and Bifidobacterium bifidum, are known to support women's health, especially vaginal health. Probiotics don't just work in the small and large intestines. They also live in the stomach, small intestine, colon, vagina, urethra, and reproductive organs. So they benefit your whole body. If you look at the package, it says each stick contains 3 billion live probiotics. But actually, Aramis puts 20 billion into each one. Why? Because probiotics naturally die over time. Since the product has a shelf life of 1 year, Atomy has enough to ensure that even after a year, there are at least 30 billion live ones left. Some people ask, is it really possible to put 20 billion in this tiny pocket? Well, can you see bacteria with your eyes? They are microscopic. Yes, 20 billion really fit in there. And since we usually don't wait a year to take them, we actually get to consume a much higher number of live probiotics daily. Another common question, Atomy is called probiotics, but does it also have a prebiotics? The answer is absolutely yes. Prebiotics are included in the sub-ingredients. They are the food that helps probiotics grow and thrive. Atomy includes ingredients like apple, banana, and strawberry powder, along with more than 20 different sub-ingredients. The label highlights 9 of them, including Lactobacillus acidophilus, dead cell powder. Dead bacteria aren't useless. They actually feed the good bacteria. Kimchi-derived lactic acid bacteria extract, plant-based protease, a protein digesting enzyme, orange powder, and lemon concentrate powder. Indigestible maltodextrin. This is a type of dietary fiber that goes through the digestive system undigested and helps with the regular bowel movements. Fructose oligosaccharides from sugar and galactose oligosaccharides from milk sugar. These are powerful prebiotics. Although they are made from sugar, they won't raise blood sugar levels and are completely safe for people with diabetes or those concerned about weight gain. In fact, these help increase both the volume and number of bifidobacteria in the gut. Also, there's xylitol, a natural sweetener extracted from plants. Now, sometimes people say, I feel bloated, have a gas, or even constipation after taking probiotics. Your gut already has bacteria, and when new probiotics enter, it can cause a kind of war inside your gut. That numbing feeling is the bacteria adjusting. Also, the probiotics absorb water, which can cause temporary constipation. But this isn't bad side effect. It's a part of the adjustment process. If this happens, just reduce the amount you take at first and gradually increase it over time to let your body get used to it. Another common question is, when should I take probiotics? Just like there's no one answer in life, there's no single right time to take probiotics. Some doctors say take it before meals. Others say after meals. It varies. But there's a tip. Probiotics can die from stomach acid. So it's better to take them when stomach acid is low. That's before meal. Still, if you forget and take them after a meal, that's totally fine too. The most important thing is to take them daily at around the same time. Consistency is key. As of 2020, Atomy Probiotics has a global sales of over 28.39 million US dollars, making it the third best-selling product among Atomy's 600 products. Number 1, Hemoim. Number 2, Skincare Absolute Selective. Number 3 is probiotics. Let's take a quick look at the history of probiotics. In 1858, Louis Pasteur discovered that microorganisms plays a key role in fermentation. This became the foundation of modern microbiology. Then in 1873, scientists like Joseph Lister began researching them more deeply. And about 100 years ago, Dr. Mechnikov believed that probiotics is a fermented milk could extend life. Inspired by this theory, Dr. Giorov in Bulgaria identified beneficial bacteria in yogurt. Since then, many scientists have studied and proven the power of probiotics. Today, Atomy Probiotics continue this legacy, supporting your gut health with the science and tradition. So, take it daily, stay healthy, and live long. Thank you so much.
To me, bro. Thank you so much. Family, your health is your wealth. Your wealth is your health. Take care of your health. The science of the microbiome is cutting edge I'm so pleased to announce that Atomy, this great company, is on the cutting edge. And the probiotic, the best that there is feeding your microbiome. And we are right up there with the science. So your Hemohim, your green propolis spray, and of course, your probiotics. And in that order, we have the best selling products in Atomy. Number one, according to Atomy Bro, is the Hemohim. Number two is the wide range of skincare products. And number three, probiotics. So make sure that we are taking care of ourselves. Be proactive, be vigilant. So in the last closing minutes here, we make the attempt again to bring up the richest man in Babylon as my personal treat this morning. I hope we can pull it up. Wish me luck, because I think it's powerful. Let's see if I can get it on screen. Okay, here we go. One more time. And the question about the propolis spray, can we use it on toddlers? Around the toddler, in the room, around them, but not directly in the nose or mouth. And one more time, we'll go for the richest man in Babylon. Well, I tried, and it's not coming up, so that's it for me today. Any last words anywhere, anyone? Okay, I just do 5 minutes with Mr. Kevin Trudeau. This man has a lot to say to us about the power of words. So we'll close out with Kevin. We're out of here, and we'll be here tomorrow morning again, 9:45 pregame, 10 o'clock showtime. Mr. Kevin Trudeau, I would call him a true wellness crusader. He deserves a listen. So beyond this 5 minutes with him, I encourage and urge everyone to look him up. He has a lot to say to us, as if you need a mentor in the area of wealth and health. I think he has a lot to bring to the conversation. Okay.
Searching head is one of the scariest things possible. Not only do I have to worry about him taking my finger off, I could also potentially...
There's actually one thing that's keeping you broke, dissatisfied, stuck. It isn't your job, it's not the government, it's not your past, it's your mouth. What I was taught in the Brotherhood, and what all the elites know, is the words you speak create the life you want. What you say is what you get. In the Brotherhood, we were taught specifically how to create the life we wanted. We were trained in and taught was how to use our mind to broadcast a frequency which would then start attracting or creating things in our life so we appeared to be ridiculously lucky. One of those things is the power of words. When I learned this, I was a little bit surprised because I didn't realize the power of words. And in the Brotherhood, we were specifically told and taught that this is something that goes back thousands of years. In the Bible, it says, out of an abundance of the heart, the man speaks. And it says, you're hung by the tongue. You're snared by the words of your mouth. Your words either give you life or death. And even in ancient Persia, there was a word that was similar to abracadabra, which is what magicians use today. A magician would say, abracadabra, I now pull a rabbit out of my hat. Well, the word abracadabra actually meant, I now create with my words. There's power in your words. They are creative. And there's a lot of reasons why words are so powerful and creative. You can actually speak into existence what you want. We were trained in this. This is a science. It's a real science. In other words, it's backed by scientific studies. That when you say certain things, the physiology in your body can change. In other words, your blood pressure can go up or down. Your hormone production, like cortisol, the stress hormone, which makes you fat, can go up. Serotonin levels, which is a hormone, can go all out of whack, making you depressed, making you hungry, making you not be able to sleep. Adrenaline gets just with the words you speak. So if you're in a calm state, just lying down and speak certain words, the body can actually and does change. So if this is true, then we also know, or at least can theorize, that your words can also affect other people. So if I say a word to you, there are certain words we learned that open minds. And there are other words we learned that close minds. So there are certain words that you can actually use that affect other people. Now some people call that manipulation. Yeah, well, we did a lot of manipulation. True. You can also say it is a creative activity. It is a tool that you can use. And we use this tool in many, many formats. So the words you speak are creative in nature. You're hung by the tongue. What you say is what you get. The tongue is a creative force. And out of the abundance of your heart, which means your true essence, what you're really thinking and vibrating, that's what comes out of your mouth. If you want to change your inner vibration or emotion, you can start simply by changing the words you speak. So out of the abundance of what's inside, you speak, okay, so let me take control of my words. Let me think about the words I'm going to use. And I'm going to say certain things, even though it doesn't line up with what's going on inside, but by doing so, you change what's going on inside. And this is how you can improve yourself, improve your self-confidence, improve your abilities, improve your awareness and consciousness, and improve your ability to become successful in life.
What
Okay. So, folks and friends and Atomians, watch what you speak. Watch your words. Let us speak life to each other. Let us speak life over your business, over your atomy business. It perhaps has not been going as fast as you would like, but don't be discouraged. Persevere and speak life over your business. It's very important. Things are, it seems obvious to you that, it's not going the way you would like. Regardless, speak life. Speak life to yourself in the mornings. This is the day the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. Gratitude. And so, folks, make a commitment to yourself. Speak life. Speak words of life. The motto for Atomy: cherish the spirit, create the vision, follow the faith, serve in humility. Those are powerful words. And so that's all for me this morning. We'll be here tomorrow, 9:45, pre-game, 10 o'clock showtime, doing the heavy lifting, uncovering the beautiful, wonderful, absolute products that we have in Atomy. Get your propolis spray. The weather is a little bit funky, funny. Today it's hot, tomorrow it's cold. Let's make sure that we secure ourselves. Your health is your wealth. Get your Hemohim. And tomorrow I think it will be the right time for us to talk about that milk thistle and the fermented noni. Can't forget about the fermented noni. So, folks, from CJ to the family, it's Aja. Let's go. Let's keep on going. Let's do it.
Everybody,
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Same to you.
Have a great day.
You do likewise. Thank you.